The GB News Tavern is now open. It is time for Talking Pints. I'm joined by Jason Cuddy. Jason, welcome.
Nigel, Happy New Year as well. Thank you for inviting me.
Not one bit. Now, Jason, the young Jason, football fan, football fanatic. And it was blue is the colour, football is the game, we're all together and Chelsea is... I mean, it was Chelsea all the way for you,
It was. My dad took me there for my 7th birthday.
Yeah, we had Ken Bates on the programme the other week.
I know Batesy very well.
Dear old Ken.
I know Batesy very well.
Who did Chelsea a lot of good.
Yeah.
But for you, so you're a young lad, you're 7, you've got the magic of Stamford Bridge, you become a junior player at the club, and it's kind of... There must be huge numbers of young lads, and now girls, out there. You know, and they've got the team they support, and their biggest dream in life, really, is to play for that team.
Indeed.
And you actually managed to do it.
Yeah, there aren't many.
I guess going out onto the pitch for your first full game, that must have been a bit special.
It was. I remember at Sunderland at home. I was at fault for the first goal. I remember.
So lots of years of hard work to get there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, you don't get to that level without...
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you went on in later years. You know, you played a lot of games for Ipswich, and you know, in the end, your career is ended by injury, which of course is the bane of all sportsmen. Isn't that the big fear in professional sport? It
is. And you know what, Nigel? I went to Spurs. I hardly played at Spurs through injuries. I was there 4 or 5 years. I had a back injury. I broke my ankle. Had an operation on my ankle, my knee.
And eventually, it's a funny one, that, Jason, isn't it? Whether you have good luck or bad luck in life, because bad things can happen to us in life. But you and I are both sitting here having a chat and a drink, and we have one thing in common.
Correct.
That you, at the time you were at Ipswich, discovered a medical problem.
Correct.
And I want you to share that with us.
So I was sitting at home watching EastEnders, of all things. And
it takes all sorts.
It does. And I just happened to put... And I just happened to put... And I just happened to put my hands down my shorts, and I thought...
Like you do.
Every man listening to this knows what I'm talking about. It happened. And I'm like, what is that? And one ball was heavier and larger than the other. And I thought, this doesn't feel right.
I went through the same thing.
I know.
I was a bit younger. I was 21. You were 26 or 7, I think, at the time. Yeah, it is a heck of a shock. And yet, you know, you're sitting here talking about it, and I rarely do talk about it, to be honest with you.
Why?
I don't know. I suppose most men... Most men feel awkward about these things. And isn't that really the point here, that this is one of those cancers that actually can be detected early, because it is outside as opposed to an internal organ, so it can be detected early, and yet there are quite a lot of young men who think something's wrong, it'll get better, it'll be all right, and they're the ones that finish up in trouble, aren't they?
They are the ones, and I felt duty-bound, actually, Nigel, to talk to it.
Which is never a whole barrel last for anybody.
And
but you did manage to have children after this,
I did.
Which is unusual.
It is. So my previous wife, Lizzie, who you know very well.
She's been on Talking Pints.
She's been on Talking Pints. No, I don't doubt that for 1 second. We get on very well now. But
well, you've been through the mill with injury and with health. You really have.
I've had my fair share of bad.
You have.
But I'm a lucky boy, though.
Well, I'm a lucky boy. But this is it. You know, I've had all sorts of things go wrong with plane crashes and goodness knows what else. And I think to myself, was I unlucky or was I lucky? Well, we're both still sitting here, so we're both lucky.
Do you know what? I can look back and say...
this whole new Jason Cundy career. And, of course, you know, you do a bit of Chelsea TV, but it's talk sport radio, isn't it?
Yes.
Which, I have to say, you know, you have got, you know, you guys on that channel, you have got, for people who are really big football fans, you have got a very, very devout following. And you seem to... Well, firstly, love being a broadcaster.
Do you know what, Nigel? We're lucky because, yes, I have the ability to voice an opinion. I love voicing my opinion.
Just because you can play football doesn't mean you can be a broadcaster.
No, that's true.
What do you think the skills are to be a radio broadcaster?
I can talk, Nigel. I talk when I've got an opinion, you know. And
it really works. And, of course, the time of day you broadcast gives you great latitude and freedom, doesn't it?
It does. I'll be leaving here. I'm on air tonight at 10 o'clock. Talk Sports Bar, if anyone wants to go and listen. We're lucky enough. There's going to be caravan.
No, that's brilliant. And a final thought about football. You know, you think when you were playing, we're going back 30 years when you started playing professional football.
Right.
Well, there we are. That's the truth.
Leave it out.
Is it ever more dominated by money today than it was then?
No, I think money's always dominated. Liverpool were the richest team in the country back in...
Yeah, well, actually, with the Saudis getting involved...
Name me a sport, any sport.
I mean, there's more and more money coming into sport everywhere.
Sport that doesn't have money.
No, there is. Jason Cundy, great guest. Thank you for coming on Talking Pints.
You're a star.
Great to have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers.